Welcome back to the Silver Vitality Vault, your trusted source for thriving after 50. The winter season brings with it a certain charm, cozy sweaters, holiday cheer, and perhaps a hot cup of cocoa. But for those of us in the 50-plus demographic, the dip in temperature carries a hidden and quite serious health risk, a significant increase in heart-related emergencies, especially heart attacks. This isn't just an old wives' tale. It's a documented medical phenomenon. The cold can literally shock your system. Today, we're dedicating this crucial deep dive to understanding exactly why the winter chill poses such a threat to your cardiovascular system, and, most importantly, providing you with an essential, actionable blueprint for staying safe, warm, and heart-healthy all season long. We're going far beyond simple advice. We're going to explore the underlying physiological mechanics, the crucial symptoms you must not ignore, and a comprehensive strategy for prevention. This is your definitive winter heart health survival guide. Let's unlock the vault on this vital topic right now. Number 1, the chilling science, how cold affects your heart. To truly protect ourselves, we must first understand the mechanism of the threat. Why is a 20-degree day more dangerous than a 70-degree day for your heart? It comes down to two primary physiological responses to cold exposure: vasoconstriction and increased blood viscosity. The vicious cycle of vasoconstriction. When you step out into the cold, your body's primary instinct is to conserve core heat. To do this, your autonomic nervous system triggers a process called vasoconstriction. This is the narrowing of the blood vessels, particularly those closest to the skin's surface, like in your hands and feet. This forces blood into your body's core to keep your vital organs warm. While this is a brilliant survival mechanism, it has a direct, detrimental impact on your heart. Think of your circulatory system as a complex network of pipes. When you narrow the pipes, vasoconstriction, the same amount of fluid, blood, has to be pushed through a smaller opening. This immediately increases the systemic vascular resistance. What does your heart, the pump, have to do to overcome this increased resistance? It has to work harder. The heart rate and, more critically, the blood pressure both rise significantly. This elevated blood pressure can put immense strain on the already stiffened and potentially compromised arteries of someone over 50. In someone with undiagnosed or existing coronary artery disease, this sudden, dramatic increase in workload and pressure can be the tipping point for an ischemic event or a full-blown heart attack. Blood thickening and the clot risk. The second major cold weather change is in your blood itself. Studies have shown that exposure to cold can lead to an increase in blood viscosity, meaning the blood literally becomes thicker, stickier, and flows less smoothly. This change is partly due to shifts in plasma proteins and an increase in red blood cell concentration. Thicker blood is inherently more prone to clotting. Couple this with narrowed arteries, vasoconstriction, and pre-existing plaque buildup, atherosclerosis, and you have created a near-perfect environment for a dangerous blood clot to form. If one of these clots blocks a coronary artery, the result is a heart attack. The cold air factor. And don't forget about breathing in that cold, dry air. Inhaling cold air can trigger a reflex known as bronchoconstriction, which narrows the airways and makes breathing more difficult. This, in turn, can cause a small but significant increase in the release of stress hormones, like catecholamines, which further exacerbate the situation by raising heart rate and blood pressure, creating a compounding effect of stress on your cardiovascular system. Number 2, recognizing the sneaky symptoms. For individuals over the age of 50, heart attack symptoms are often subtle, non-textbook, and easily dismissed, especially in the busy winter months. This is particularly true for women and people with diabetes, where the symptoms can be much more ambiguous than the classic crushing chest pain often depicted in media. Do not fall for the myth of the Hollywood heart attack. Know the subtle indicators that demand immediate attention. The classic signs still relevant. Chest discomfort. This may feel like pressure, squeezing, fullness, or pain. It can be mild or severe. It may come and go or persist. Pain radiating. Discomfort that spreads to the shoulder, arm, especially the left, back, neck, jaw, or even the teeth. Shortness of breath, dyspnea. This can occur before the chest discomfort or even without it. If you suddenly find yourself winded after a simple activity, this is a red flag. The atypical, subtle, and dangerous signs. Unexplained fatigue. A sudden, overwhelming tiredness that makes simple daily tasks feel monumental. You might attribute this to the winter blues, but it can be a cardiac symptom. Nausea, vomiting, or indigestion. This is particularly common in women. Many people mistake heart distress for severe heartburn or a bad stomach flu and wait too long to seek help. lightheadedness or dizziness, a feeling of faintness or unsteadiness, cold sweats, breaking out in a cold, clammy sweat for no apparent reason, especially if accompanied by any other symptom on this list, upper back or jaw pain. Often dismissed as muscle tension or a stiff neck, this can be the only symptom present. Crucial alert: in the context of cold weather, if you experience any of these symptoms while actively shoveling snow, waiting for public transport outside, or exercising in cold air, assume it is a cardiac emergency until proven otherwise. Time is muscle. The faster you seek care, the more heart muscle can be saved. Call emergency services immediately. Number 3, the cold weather activity danger zone. When we think of winter heart risk, the image that immediately comes to mind is snow shoveling, and rightly so. It is perhaps the single most dangerous activity for the over 50 heart in winter. The triple threat of snow shoveling. Strenuous exertion. Shoveling heavy, wet snow is an intense, isometric, muscle-tensing exercise. This type of exertion causes an extreme spike in blood pressure because it involves holding your breath and straining your muscles, which puts enormous sudden demand on the heart. Cold exposure. You are performing this strenuous activity while simultaneously exposed to cold air, which, as we established, causes vasoconstriction and blood thickening. The weekend warrior effect. Many people who only shovel once or twice a year are not physically conditioned for such a heavy, sustained workout. They go from 0 to 100, which is the perfect storm for a cardiac event. Our verdict from the Silver Vitality Vault: if you are over 50, have any history of heart disease, high blood pressure, or a sedentary lifestyle, do not shovel snow. Hire a service or ask a younger, healthy family member. If you absolutely must, push the snow instead of lifting it. Take frequent breaks, dress in layers, and never hold your breath. Other high-risk activities. Walking against a strong cold wind. This forces you to exert more physical effort while simultaneously increasing your exposure to the cold air, raising the heart's workload. Sudden exposure. Rapidly moving from a warm environment to an extremely cold one, e.g., waiting outside for a taxi after being bundled up in a hot mall. The sudden temperature shift is a shock to the system. Morning rush. The risk of a heart attack is naturally higher in the morning due to the body's circadian rhythms and natural cortisol spikes. Combining this natural risk with a sudden blast of cold air upon leaving the house makes the early morning commute a critical danger time. Number 4, comprehensive prevention. The Silver Vitality Vault Blueprint. Prevention is always the best medicine. This blueprint covers 5 essential pillars of winter heart protection, tailored specifically for those over 50. Pillar A, mastering thermal protection. Your clothing is your first and best defense against vasoconstriction. The goal is to keep your core temperature stable without overheating. The layering strategy. Always dress in 3 layers. The first layer, wicking fabric, pulls sweat away from the skin. The middle layer, fleece, wool, provides insulation. The outer layer, wind and waterproof, protects against the elements. You must be able to remove a layer if you start to feel too warm. Cover your extremities, because vasoconstriction starts in the periphery. Keeping your hands, feet, and head warm is non-negotiable. Wear a hat, gloves, or mittens, and thick, dry socks. A significant amount of heat is lost through the head. The scarf strategy. Inhaling cold air is a known risk. Wear a scarf, face mask, or balaclava pulled up over your nose and mouth to warm and humidify the air you breathe before it hits your lungs. This reduces the cold air-induced bronchoconstriction and stress hormone release. Pillar B, medication management and medical check-ins. Winter is not the time to be lax with your prescriptions. Blood pressure vigilance. High blood pressure, hypertension, is the silent killer, and it naturally rises in winter. Monitor your blood pressure at home regularly. If you notice a consistent increase, contact your doctor immediately. Your medication dosage may need a temporary adjustment. Know your medications. Discuss with your doctor whether any of your current medications, especially those for high blood pressure or angina, should be taken differently during extreme cold spells. Never adjust medication without medical advice. Flu and pneumonia shots. Serious respiratory infections like the flu and pneumonia place enormous stress on the heart, significantly increasing the risk of a heart attack in the days and weeks following the infection. Getting vaccinated is a critical, life-saving step in winter heart protection. Pillar C, dietary and hydration focus. The winter months often lead to comfort eating, which can be high in sodium and saturated fats, and less focus on water intake. Sodium control. Increased sodium intake can raise blood pressure, a serious risk factor already heightened by the cold. Stick to heart-healthy diets like DASH or Mediterranean. Focus on warm, low-sodium soups and plenty of cooked vegetables. Stay hydrated. You may not feel as thirsty in the winter, but dehydration makes your blood thicker, worsening the cold-induced viscosity risk. Aim to drink warm, non-caffeinated beverages like herbal tea or hot water regularly throughout the day. Alcohol moderation. While alcohol may make you feel warmer because it causes superficial vasodilation, flushing, it actually lowers your core body temperature and impairs your body's ability to sense and respond to the cold, making it a hidden danger. Moderate your intake. Pillar D, safe winter movement. Staying active is vital, but how you move must change in the winter. Move indoors. Shift your exercise routine indoors. Use the stairs, join a gym, or follow a video fitness routine. The goal is to get your heart rate up without the added strain of cold exposure. Pre-warm-up. If you must venture outside for light exercise, ensure your warm-up is substantial and happens indoors before you expose yourself to the cold. Listen to your body. If you feel discomfort, shortness of breath, chest tightness, or excessive fatigue, stop immediately and seek a warm environment. Never push through pain in cold weather. Pillar E, managing indoor air and temperature. Even your indoor environment requires attention. Consistent heat. Keep your home consistently warm, preferably between 68 and 72. A sudden drop in indoor temperature overnight can be enough to trigger a physiological stress response that affects blood pressure. Humidity. Winter heating dries out the air, which can irritate the respiratory system and worsen cold air effects. Use a humidifier to keep indoor air at a comfortable humidity level, around 30% to 50%. This helps keep your airways healthy and reduces strain. Carbon monoxide risk. The increased use of heating appliances in winter raises the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. Symptoms of CO poisoning, headache, dizziness, nausea, can mimic flu symptoms or even be misinterpreted as cardiac issues, leading to tragic delays. Ensure you have working carbon monoxide detectors on every floor of your home. Number 5. Essential emergency preparedness plan. No matter how well you prepare, emergencies can still happen. Having a clear, rehearsed plan can save precious minutes. The immediate response protocol, ACE protocol. Ask, are you okay? Call emergency services immediately. State clearly where you are and that you suspect a heart attack. Do not drive yourself to the hospital. Engage. If you are directed to do so by the emergency operator, the victim may be advised to chew a regular strength aspirin, 325, only if they are not allergic, have no contraindications, like severe bleeding risk, and have been told by their doctor that it is safe to do so. Aspirin helps thin the blood and can slow the clotting process. The Proactive Kit emergency contact card. Keep a card in your wallet and on your fridge with the number for your doctor, your nearest relative, and your complete list of medications. Medication supply. Do not wait until the last minute to refill prescriptions, especially before a predicted cold spell or snowstorm that could make travel difficult. First aid training. Consider taking a basic CPR course. Knowing how to perform chest compressions can keep the blood flowing to the brain until paramedics arrive. We've covered a vast, critical landscape today, from the vasoconstriction cascade to the triple threat of snow shoveling. The goal of the Silver Vitality Vault is never to scare you, but to empower you with knowledge. Your cardiovascular system, especially after the age of 50, demands a different level of respect and care in the winter months. By understanding the science behind the chill, recognizing the subtle signs, and meticulously following our 5-pillar prevention blueprint: thermal protection, medical vigilance, smart nutrition, safe movement, and emergency preparedness, you are actively and intentionally fortifying your heart against the winter risk. Don't let the beauty of winter overshadow the responsibility of self-care. Be diligent, be warm, and stay active, but most importantly, stay safe. Thank you for joining us in the Silver Vitality Vault. If this script has helped you or a loved one, please like, subscribe, and share this vital information. It could be the most important thing you do today. Stay well, and we'll see you in the next one.